From the North Country's news station, 7 News Tonight starts now.
As you can tell just by looking at the street here, there's no blacktop on it just yet, but we reached out to Sackett's Harbor Mayor Vince Batista. He says the streets will be repaved starting next week, marking the finishing touches on the Main Street project. Not only was a Christmas tree lit here tonight on Fort Drum, 700 military families getting to go home with a tree of their own. And we know it's bone-chilling cold outside, but with the multiple feet of snow that blanketed the region so far this week, it forced one local school to postpone some holiday hoops. All the students that we spoke with Thursday night say that they will accept whatever decision the school board comes up with. That decision, according to school board members, will be given to students on Friday.
7 News reporter Michael Loffredo is live in our studio tonight. Michael, what is the crew doing as they wait to take off?
Well, Jeff, the pilots are simply waiting for the weather in Ottawa to clear up, but in the meantime, the blimp needs to be kept safe, and it takes a small team to get that job done. Chris, it may seem like a small memorial, but this picture right here means the world to Loffredo Williams, who graduated high school with Trooper Davis nearly 20 years ago.
Wednesday evening, sports fans across the nation tuned into the ESPY Awards on ABC, and the band providing all the in-house music took a time out that day to take this picture honoring the life of Trooper Joel Davis. And it is all because of lead singer Loffredo Williams.
When you think of somebody like that, somebody that could just change your mood just in an instant, that was Joel.
Before Williams moved to the West Coast, he lived in the North Country. As a military kid with his father stationed on Fort Drum, he attended Indian River High School, where he met a guy who he still to this day calls his buddy, Joel Davis.
Every time you saw this guy, he didn't even have to open his mouth. You just laughed. That was Joel.
Williams and Trooper Joel Davis were teammates in part of the Indian River class of 1998. They last saw each other at the annual Indian River alumni basketball game last year.
Our relationship was mainly, it was always smiles.
This week during a rehearsal, Loffredo got his band together on the ESPY stage at the Microsoft Theater in Los Angeles to honor what he calls a close friend with a picture, which for him tells 1,000 words.
When the news broke to me, I broke down. When you see somebody positive like that, that has an impact on so many people, just get taken from us like that, I felt it was something I needed to do.
Williams unfortunately won't be able to make the services this weekend, but he says Davis's love is lifelong lasting and stretches across the entire country.
Just seeing a motorcade of love, and all those people standing out there, and I saw some of my old classmates, and I'm just like, wow, man, just look at what this dude has done for his community.
Williams also says his thoughts and prayers are with the entire Davis family through this difficult time. Chris.
Well, on Fort Drum tonight, they didn't need the snowy background to bring in the holiday spirit. 7 News reporter Michael Loffredo tells us all they needed was a little evergreen.
3, 2, 1.
The tree is lit and Santa Claus is in town.
Merry Christmas!
On Fort Drum, hundreds of military families are getting into the holiday spirit.
Well, if you listen to what's going on around us, that's Christmas.
Old St. Nick spreading the Christmas joy, but he wasn't the only one trying to bring joy to the world.
Not only was a Christmas tree lit here tonight on Fort Drum, 700 military families getting to go home with a tree of their own.
It's called Trees for Troops. FedEx delivers these trees to more than 63 military bases in the U.S. and overseas. Representatives from the company were on hand to give them out and see the hundreds of smiling faces.
We need to do everything we can to support our troops at home. Bringing a fresh Christmas tree brings you back to when you were a kid. It's a vital role that our soldiers play in our safety and our security, and FedEx wants to do everything they can to return that.
We're just a tad south of the North Pole, so it's fitting we do it here.
Since 2005, more than 200,000 Christmas trees have been provided to troops and military families. That 200,000th tree was donated at the ceremony, and organizers say this is a big deal because
a lot of these kids are deployed in harm's way, and they're volunteers, and if we can help them in a little bit, that's what we're here for.
It really means a lot. My husband's actually not here, and it's my daughter's first Christmas without him, so it really means a lot.
Now it's time to bring the tree home and decorate for the season.
It means I can get my family together right now and put some ornaments together I have my in-laws with me, so it's pretty good.
Spreading holiday cheer one tree at a time. On Fort Drum, Michael Loffredo, 7 News.
I've been involved in 11 budgets, never had gone through this.
A final budget battle inside City Council chambers Monday evening.
We ever considered using radios instead of cell phones for some of the departments?
Councilman Mark Walczyk had a lot of questions, like this one.
How many vacancies do we have currently in the city?
And this one.
I hope you would stay open to making changes that make sense to lower property taxes.
But some council members say they are questions that have simply come too late, as for the last month, lawmakers have been attending budget meetings. Walczyk has been away at Army Reserve training on Fort Polk in Louisiana.
To come to this meeting and expect us to undo all the work that we've done over the last 4 weeks, 5 weeks, no. I'm passing this budget the way it is.
Councilman Jennings echoed that sentiment, calling Walczyk's questions a waste of time. But Walczyk did have one ally in his budget battle, lawmaker Cody Horbaz.
What are you trying to accomplish?
The councilman is trying to, he's apparently found some cost savings. But I think out of respect for the city taxpayer, the councilman's questions deserve to be answered.
Despite the arguing, the budget did pass narrowly by a vote of 3-2, which means the tax rate goes up 3.55%. The 2 voting no.
Councilmember Horbaz?
No.
Councilmember Walczyk?
No.
Councilman Walczyk and Councilman Horbaz.
I've got some ideas that I think could save the taxpayers of Watertown a significant amount of money.
It's my honor and my privilege to introduce a great American hero.
It was a not-so-subtle entrance for a humble man.
It's very nostalgic to be here in the North Country region.
Pittsburgh Steelers offensive lineman Alejandro Villanueva was back on Fort Drum this Monday, the base where he once served, holding a football clinic for the sons and daughters of Fort Drum soldiers.
The Sackett's Harbor and the Watertown places that I used to hang out of, still here, and so it brings a lot of memories.
Villanueva graduated from the United States Military Academy as a possible NFL draft pick. After deploying to Afghanistan several times between 2010 and 2014, he received many accolades, including a Bronze Star for valor. But his dream on the football field wasn't yet fulfilled. Villanueva set his eyes on the NFL.
You can push me off the ball? Huh?
In 2016, Villanueva was ranked as the 23rd best offensive lineman in pro football. But he says days like this are special for him as he gives back to his military roots.
I'm really excited for you guys to have this opportunity. I didn't learn to play football until I was in high school, so you guys are going to be that much far ahead of the curve in terms of your goals and dreams of making it to the NFL.
The fact that he served for our country, and now it feels like I can do something too.
I'm just very thankful. I'm very thankful that people are serving our country the way to do and setting the standard like 10th Mountain Division.
On Fort Drum, Michael Loffredo, 7 News. Jerson Batista, a New York City resident who has been in Waddington on business this week, came home to quite the surprise Wednesday evening.
We went to grab some hamburgers, some stuff to grill.
At least 20 police cruisers could be seen on Route 37 near McGinnis Road as authorities responded to a suicidal subject in a car.
Officers went to investigate. When they went to investigate, they were led on not a high-speed chase, for lack of a better word, but they went up the highway with them.
Apparently, we missed all the action by 10 minutes because we got back and all this was full of cop cars and border patrols, sheriffs, and state troopers.
St. Lawrence County Sheriff Kevin Wells said the car with a man and a woman inside ended up pulling into the driveway located at 12680 State Route 37 in Waddington, where deputies were at first concerned after a threat there were weapons and children in the vehicle.
Were they in fact armed?
No. There was no weapons, there was no children in the vehicle.
Sheriff Wells said the driver, Robert Yeckel, was subdued by a taser at the scene. Yeckel was handed a slew of charges, including DWI and several traffic and speeding citations. The passenger, Bonnie LeMay, was transported to Claxton Hepburn Hospital for evaluation. It is unclear if and what her charges are at this time. Batista and his co-worker were allowed back on the property once the scene was clear, but he says he just wants to put this late-night scare behind him.
I cannot wait to get back to New York City.
Michael Loffredo, 7 News.